All right, so the one and only Justin Gaethje, the human highlight reel, did an interview this week and he spoke about the fact that he's coming back to the octagon. As we know, last time out, UFC 300, fought for the BMF belt against Max Holloway. Didn't go his way. Was not his night at the office, far from it. Max Holloway was on fire, and now the man's going to fight Ilia Topuria for the featherweight strap. Had Justin Gaethje beaten Max Holloway, he would have fought Islam Makhachev for the lightweight belt, but he didn't. He got spinning back kicks in the face multiple times, and in the last 10 seconds, Holloway does his old trick, points to the octagon, they throw down, they go down in a blaze of glory, but there was only one person that hit the canvas face down, and of course, that was the human highlight reel, Justin Gaethje. Not talking shit, just stating the facts, but it was honourable of him to do that, to live by the sword, to die by the sword, to roll the dice, to take the chance, and he paid the ultimate price. And since then, he has been very, very smart. He said, listen, he's taking 6 months off. He's not rushing back to the octagon because, or even to training for that matter, because of the potential risks. The risks being to the brain damage, CTE, whatever you want to call it. And we see fighters rushing back far too quickly. Justin Gaethje has been very, very smart about this. He's taking some time away. We're in September. He fought Max Holloway in April. May, June, July, August, September. It's 5 months. Next month, he's going to start sparring. But hold on. Enough of this. Let's hear from the man himself.
I said I was going to take 6 months before I sparred. It's been 4, and I'm going to have a difficult time making it 6 months because I'm itching. But I think I'm going to give it another month before I spar and then get back into camp. So we'll see. There's kind of like a, another opportunity for somebody like how Dustin Poirier stepped in. There's not a clear contender. So I think, obviously, I have to fight and win. I'm right back in there.
Does a name like Dan Hooker make sense to you?
Yeah, Dan Hooker. I have a list. I think Hooker, Oliveira, Poirier, and Volkanovski is a list of 4 people that I think any of those would do for me what I need to do to get back in the picture.
So there it is. Said he's going to take 6 months before he gets back in action. He's a very, very smart man. You don't want to rush back too soon. Like I did when I fought Dan Henderson. I fought Dan Henderson in July. I had my next fight against Dennis Kang in November. That was far too soon. Now, you could call me a fool. You could call me old school. You could call me my own worst enemy. Whatever it is that you call me, you can call me a goddamn world champion. Anyway, enough about that. I rushed back far too quick. I was sparring within 2 weeks. Justin Gaethje, slow rolling it, taking his time. The man's 35 years old, but he's still ranked number 3. And as we heard there at the end of the video, he's got some potential opponents. Hooker, Volkanovski, Oliveira, Poirier, again. And that's the one that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because if he didn't fight Max Holloway, he was going to fight Islam Makhachev for the belt. Poirier fought Benoit Saint-Denis and stole everyone's hearts. What a gutsy performance after almost getting finished multiple times. Gets the knockout, then Gaethje gets beat, and then Dustin goes up against Islam Makhachev and gets tapped out in the final round. Because of that, Dustin Poirier says he's only having one last fight because he ain't going to fight for the belt anytime soon. A fight against Justin Gaethje, we would all want to see it. The first fight was phenomenal. Dustin Poirier got the job done. The second fight, Gaethje went out there and knocked him out with a brutal head kick in round 2. So a rubber match is only logical, right? Anytime, most of the time, 2 fighters are one apiece, they fight again. They fight a third and final time. Gaethje wants to be a champion though. Dustin Poirier has no designs on being a champion. So other than it just being a fan-friendly matchup, a fight for the ages, a fight to settle the score once and for all, for Poirier, it has no relevance in the title picture. But Dustin Poirier is still the type of guy to take on that challenge, to take on that fight. But I tell you what, it's not what you want in your retirement fight. To fight a guy that knocked you out with a head kick last time out. Generally for Dustin Poirier, he probably wants a big, fun-friendly, lots of attention matchup, which this would be, of course. But also it's a dangerous matchup. You want your last ever fight to go out there. You want to feel the rush of victory. You want to jump on top of the octagon. You want to get on the microphone. You want to give a speech to all your fans. You want to lay the gloves down. You want that whole ceremony, okay? But that doesn't happen if you get sparked out unconscious the way that Dustin did and the way that Justin did in his very last fight. So that might not be the one for the reasons I just said. Another name that he mentioned on there, Dan Hooker. This is unbelievable. Dan Hooker was a guy that seemingly was struggling a little bit at lightweight. To be fair, he lost to Dustin Poirier and he lost to Michael Chandler. Against Poirier, it was a 5-round classic. I'm telling you, what a fight that was. Michael Chandler came in, boom, caught him with an overhand right, and then that was that. Follows the loss to Chandler with a win over Nasrat Haqparast. gets Kimura'd by Islam Makhachev. Again, look at this. There's no shame. We're talking Chandler, Poirier, Islam. Goes down to 145, gets stopped to Arnold Allen. Then he thinks, hold on a minute, this ain't working out. I'm going to come back to 155. Beats Claudio Puelles. Beats Jalen Turner in a fight where he broke his arm, but still went on to beat one of the best strikers in the lightweight division. And then last time out, at UFC 305, shocks the world and beats Mateusz Gamrot, a man that on paper was a terrible matchup for him, but he still got the job done. Now, of course, he also mentioned Charles Oliveira and he mentioned Alexander Volkanovski. It ain't going to be Volkanovski. Volkanovski said quite adamantly he's going to wait on the sidelines until Max Holloway and Ilia Topuria have fought for the belt, and he's been told he's the next man in line.
Can we expect to see you taking on the winner of that fight?
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what's happening. It's like I can wait. If I don't want to wait, I can do something else. Or just wait, and the UFC have made that clear.
So I don't think Volkanovski's going to jeopardize that opportunity. And he should wait. Remember, Volkanovski rushed back to the octagon far too soon. That's why Justin Gaethje is taking his time. Remember, Volkanovski got head kicked off Islam Makhachev when he tried to become a two-weight division champion. Then he rushed back a few months later and fought Ilia Topuria and again lost by knockout. So it's already been a while since Volkanovski fought. He had the fight in February. We're now in September. Next month, it'll be 8 months, okay? He might not fight for a year, but that's the best thing possible for Volkanovski. Take the time. He's at the end of his career. You don't want to rush. What a story, by the way, for Volkanovski if he was to come back and reclaim the throne. Unbelievable stuff. And there's also Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira currently ranked number 2. Justin Gaethje ranked number 3. So that makes all the sense. But Oliveira just got beat off Arman Tsarukyan. But Justin Gaethje just got beat off Max Holloway. They're both coming off losses. Throw them at it, make a rematch, and the winner gets to fight Islam Makhachev after he gets through Arman Tsarukyan. Anyway, it was just interesting to me how Justin Gaethje has been so methodical about his return. As fighters, we are our own worst enemy. We need protecting from ourselves, because we want to get right back in there. We want to put that bad fight behind us, and we want to get back to winning ways. Justin Gaethje clearly got a cool head on his shoulders. Got a great team around him, obviously a good manager and great coaches that care about him because they've been advising him, take your time. He's done that, and I'm very excited for his return. Look, listen, we've all been there. I've lost fights by knockout. He's lost fights by knockout. You've still got the ability to go on and become a champion, and the sport of mixed martial arts is a better place with the human highlight reel involved. But he mentioned there Volkanovski, Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, maybe a Dan Hooker. What will be the one that you want to see? If it was Dan Hooker, what a rise for Dan Hooker. Remember, the man was kind of counted out, and now here he is with the potential of fighting the number 3 lightweight in the world. If he was to beat Justin Gaethje, we could see a rematch with Islam Makhachev. But who would you rather have? Who would you rather see face Justin Gaethje? Great to have him back in the sport. Thanks for watching. UFC 306 goes down later today. Tune in for my live stream. I'll be doing a live, so tune in, watch that, ask some questions, talk about the fights, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. See you soon.